share on with you what I know about the rig, and then we'll scan our papers on it, and then we got to start twirling some wrenches here if we're going to avoid that storm. I really don't want to get caught in the middle of that.
Between the break-ins, the fires, and the folks showing up at my front door, I had to make a choice. I could keep chasing the algorithm, or I could get back to the work. The real work. The kind that doesn't care about view counts or property lines. My name is Bieri. We're in a new place, with a new set of rules, and a Falcon that's about to find out just how much boost it can handle. Bieri's story isn't just about turning wrenches, it's about a man who speaks the language of willets, rust, and cold snacks. By 2023, Vice Grip Garage had become a household name, but that success came with a heavy price. The business grew so fast, it was literally keeping Derek awake at night. It reached a breaking point where his wife Jessica had to make the gut-wrenching decision to quit her teaching job, a career she loved, just to help manage the chaos. While Derek handled the grease and the sparkulators, Jessica became the backbone of the empire, allowing him to focus on saving the forgotten machines most people would have scrapped. But just as things seemed to be leveling out, life threw a massive curveball. In early February 2023, Derek was out on his land doing what he'd done since he was a kid, riding dirt bikes. He knew how to handle a throttle before most kids could ride a bicycle, but that day nature and a mechanical fluke conspired against him. He hit a muddy patch, gave it some gas, and in an instant the front forks failed. Derek was launched over the handlebars, slamming into the earth with enough force to shatter several ribs and dislocate his fingers. For a guy whose life revolves around leaning over fenders and pulling heavy big blocks, the timing was a nightmare. Breathing was agony. Talking was a chore. Any simple movement, twisting, lifting, even just standing, sent white-hot pain through his torso. Most people would have spent the next month on the couch, but Derek had sick week 2023 on his calendar, a brutal 1,000-mile drag-and drive competition across the southeast. He originally planned to bring his 1971 Chevelle, but his body physically couldn't handle the engine and transmission work required to get it ready. Instead of bowing out, he pivoted to his 1970 Dodge Challenger RT, the legendary vanishing paint car. Watching the footage from that week is intense. You can see the pain in his eyes every time he hits a bump or shifts gears. Yet somehow, he didn't just survive the 1,000-mile journey, he actually set his personal best time in that Challenger. It was a display of pure, grit-fueled defiance that reminded everyone why Derek is the heart of the do-it-anyway car culture. Bieri has always had a way of making the Vice Grip Garageway look effortless, but the reality behind the camera has been a relentless gauntlet of physical pain and personal setbacks. After pushing through the agony of sick week 2023 with broken ribs, Derek finally clawed his way back to full health by mid-year, only to face a different kind of heartbreak in July 2025. While driving home from the Yola Car Show in Wisconsin, his trusted 1991 Chevrolet Suburban, a black and red workhorse, suddenly became a fireball. This wasn't just another will-it-run project. This was the truck he and his son Bradley had used to traverse the West Coast, a vehicle woven into the fabric of their family memories. An electrical fault in the rear AC unit turned the dependable rig into a total loss in minutes. But in true Derek fashion, he didn't call the insurance company for a meager payout. Instead, he had the team at VM Performance strip the Suburban to its bones. He took that big block heart and transplanted it into a Chevy square body with a chevron bed, proving once again that in his world, a total loss is just a new beginning. However, as he was busy reviving trucks, a much more bizarre and frustrating battle was brewing online. By late 2025, Derek found himself at the center of a viral death hoax epidemic. Rumors were spreading like wildfire across social media, with fake videos claiming he had died in a garage accident, gone to jail, or vanished entirely. For Derek, the frustration wasn't about the ego, it was about the real-world toll. He had to deal with his mother being terrified by fake news and his kids being questioned by confused friends at school. In September 2025, he finally had enough, taking to Instagram to directly dismantle the nonsense. His logic was as simple as his mechanical advice. If he's posting videos and turning wrenches, he's clearly not dead. To add insult to injury, Derek has also had to deal with a breach of his personal sanctuary. After 2 decades of never losing so much as a socket, his property was targeted in 2022 by professional thieves who made off with a 1,200 carburetor. Security footage showed hooded figures moving with a chilling, calculated speed, proving the hit was planned. While the thieves were never caught, Derek responded the only way a master of his craft knows how. He fortified. He upgraded the shop with motion sensors, better lighting, and total camera coverage. From broken bones and burning trucks to digital lies and physical theft, Derek's journey has been a masterclass in resilience, reminding his fans that no matter how hard life tries to seize the engine, you just keep working until it fires back up. The theft of a $1,200 carburetor in 2022 was a violation, but March 2025 brought a loss that felt deeply personal. Someone broke into Derek's truck and walked away with his prized Boxo kit and a Milwaukee case packed with equipment he'd curated over a lifetime of wrenching. For a mechanic, tools aren't just inventory, they are extensions of the hand, weathered and familiar. Watching Derek share that frustration on Facebook was a rare moment of raw vulnerability. While he replaced the gear and kept his filming schedule, the incident served as a cold reminder of the spotlight tax, the invisible cost of having millions of people know exactly what you carry in your truck. However, the physical theft was nothing compared to the internal war Derek was fighting. For years, the Vice-Grip garage upload schedule was ironclad, a weekly heartbeat of field rescues and will it runs. But by mid-2023, that heartbeat skipped. Weekly videos dropped to twice a month, and the silence on the channel fueled a firestorm of speculation on Reddit. The truth was that Derek had hit a wall he had seen once before. Back in 2016, long before the YouTube fame, Derek was a corporate CEO in the automotive parts world. The endless meetings and 80-hour weeks had drained him so completely that he sought therapy and walked away from the boardroom to find his soul again in a garage. YouTube was supposed to be the escape, but success created a new kind of prison. By the time he hit 500,000 subscribers, the hobby had morphed into a monster that required him to spend nearly 300 nights a year away from home, balancing filming, editing, and sponsor demands. This second bout of burnout forced a radical shift. Derek realized that to save the channel, he had to save himself first. He scaled back, prioritizing quality over frequency, and leaned into the major life change he had already set in motion, leaving Minnesota behind to find a sustainable life for his family. The move to Vice-Grip Lodge in Cornersville, Tennessee, was a calculated strategic play that felt like the ultimate win for both his family and the channel. By trading Minnesota's brutal, $38°C winters for 22 acres of mild southern climate, Derek effectively unlocked a year-round filming schedule that was previously impossible. The logistics were perfect. He saved a fortune in state income tax and utility costs, and his central location meant he could reach Florida in a single day's drive rather than 3. This was crucial for a channel built on long-distance road trips and daring rescues. The property offered a level of rural freedom where his kids could ride dirt bikes and he could house his entire fleet of project cars in one massive shop without worrying about homeowner association rules or multiple storage leases. For a while, the setup was a dream, but the very authenticity that built his 2.4 million-strong audience eventually turned his sanctuary into a target. As the channel's fame peaked, the boundaries of the parasocial relationship began to fail. Determined fans used background landmarks and public property records to dox the location, and soon, uninvited visitors were appearing at the front gate or even wandering onto the land. The privacy Derek had moved to Tennessee to find was replaced by a constant security worry for Jessica and their 3 children. Even as Derek began meticulously blurring his backgrounds and editing out location clues, the address was already in the wild, turning his combined home and workspace into a liability. By late 2025, Derek recognized that the Vice-Grip Lodge chapter had to close for the safety of his family. He listed the property for $1.95 million, more than double his initial investment, and began a massive liquidation of his farm equipment and project cars to prepare for a total lifestyle redesign. This next move is being handled with the precision of a master mechanic, fixing a fundamental design flaw. By considering the use of LLCs to shield his identity in public records and planning for a dedicated, separate filming location that could double as a museum, Derek is finally decoupling his public brand from his private life. He is moving toward a future where he can still share his passion with the world without the world showing up on his doorstep. While the Tennessee property was a massive win for the balance sheet, no amount of market appreciation could offset the psychological toll of unannounced strangers at the gate or the constant anxiety of a public home address. For Derek, protecting his family has always been the non-negotiable priority, even if it meant uprooting the life they built and starting over from scratch. This protective instinct is a reflection of how deeply the Bieri family is woven into the DNA of the brand. Vice Grip Garage was never a solo act, but a family business from the very beginning. Jessica has been the silent engine behind the channel since day one, long before the subscriber count hit 6 or 7 figures. Since their marriage in 2008, she has evolved into the brand's operational backbone, handling everything from filming and merchandise logistics to managing high-stakes sponsorship deals. Without her keeping the business side on track, Derek's weeks-long cross-country barn rescues simply wouldn't be possible. Their 3 children have also grown up with the lens as a constant companion, appearing in relaxed, unscripted moments that prioritize their well-being over content. This family-first approach has clearly rubbed off, as seen with their son Bentley, whose own channel, Little Grip Garage, has amassed over 130,000 subscribers by focusing on small engine repairs. Derek offers advice, but Bentley remains the true director of his own growth, keeping the projects authentic to a kid's perspective. The business itself has scaled into a diversified powerhouse that reaches far beyond simple ad revenue. While the channel's 830 million views generate an estimated $1 to $2 million annually from YouTube ads, the true strength lies in brand loyalty and merchandise. In 2024, a limited run of 10,000 Pray For Me differential covers sold out almost instantly, contributing to a merchandise arm that pulls in roughly $1 million a year. By focusing on products for working mechanics, Derek has managed to maintain his blue-collar credibility while securing the financial future of his family. As of late 2025, Derek, now 41, is navigating this massive transition with the same methodical pace he uses to revive a seized engine. He continues to maintain a steady twice-a-month upload schedule, keeping the audience engaged with holiday specials and new revival projects while he prepares for the move to a more private, secure property. With a net worth now estimated between $350 cents and $7 million, bolstered by his successful real estate plays, Derek is proof that you can build a massive empire without losing the vice grip way. Family first, keep it moving, and always turn a breakdown into a revival. Looking ahead through 2026, Derek is shifting gears toward his most ambitious build yet, a twin-turbo Falcon designed for the drag strip. It is the kind of high-stakes, high-horsepower project that originally put the channel on the map, proving that while his upload frequency has slowed, his mechanical ambition has only intensified. The extra breathing room in his schedule has allowed for more complex engineering, a move that is already paying off. His Chevelle recently screamed down the track at 140 miles per hour during Sick Week, a clear signal to the automotive world that his wrenching skills haven't lost a step. This new chapter isn't just about faster cars, but about a more intentional way of living. The 2023 accident served as a profound turning point, forcing Derek to reevaluate the hustle that nearly broke him. Today, Jessica and the kids are at the center of every professional decision. The family now fiercely protects their time together, prioritizing movie nights and holidays over the relentless demands of the algorithm. This balance has also allowed Derek to lean back into the values he learned growing up on a North Dakota farm, where his father taught him that mechanical skill was a gift meant to be shared with the community. That spirit of rural neighborliness has evolved into a significant philanthropic mission. What started in 2021 as a modest Christmas drive, raising $2,000 with the help of the VGG Nation and a tire donation from Nito, has blossomed into a powerhouse of giving. By 2024, Derek had turned his platform into a vehicle for real change, using limited edition merchandise drops and project car auctions at Meckham to fund charitable works. For Derek, the success of Vice Grip Garage is no longer measured by the view count, but by the ability to pass down skills and support to the next generation, ensuring the Vice Grip way lives on long after the cameras stop rolling. The spirit of giving that defines Derek Bieri reached a new peak at an event in Oklahoma, where multiple vehicles were packed to the brim with gifts for children, alongside $2,200 raised for local families. That same year, he turned a high-end restoration into a life-changing gift by giving away a Yenko Tribute Chevy Nova, powered by a 6LS engine and a 4-speed transmission. When disaster struck in 2025, Derek leveraged his massive platform to partner with Convoy of Hope, directing critical disaster relief funds to Asheville, North Carolina after devastating floods. He also maintains a deep personal commitment to honoring veterans, frequently pausing his content to reflect on his own army deployment in Iraq and thanking those who serve. However, the most impactful parts of Derek's philanthropy happened far from the camera's lens. A significant portion of the revenue from his merchandise sales is funneled into scholarships back in North Dakota, specifically designed for aspiring mechanics who lack the financial means for formal training. He views himself as a digital mentor, using his Will It Run rescues to teach hands-on problem-solving to a new generation. This legacy is already taking root in his own home, as his son Bentley uses the same mentorship-heavy style on his own channel to teach young viewers the fundamentals of small engine repair. At 41, Derek still operates under the simple farm-born philosophy his father instilled in him: use what you have, help others when you can, and remember that the work itself matters more than the recognition. It is a full-circle journey from a North Dakota farm to a global stage, proving that while the cars might get faster and the projects more complex, the man behind the wrench remains grounded in the belief that success only counts if you're using it to pull someone else up. My dad used to tell me back on the farm that a man's worth isn't measured by what he owns, but by what he can fix. That goes for engines, and it goes for life too. We've had some breakages lately. We've lost some tools, lost a truck, and had to move the whole circus to a new zip code to keep the family safe. But the heart of the engine is still solid.